Hey, what's up, guys? This is Boxing Guru, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, we got this Charlo and Williams fight coming up. This fight is really a 50-50 fight. It could go either way. I'm going to give you guys the advantages each fighter has and the disadvantages each fighter has. Charlo, obviously he has more experience. He beat Austin Trout in the unanimous decision. It was a close fight. Some people had Trout winning, but nevertheless, it was a very competitive fight, and Charlo definitely showed he belongs in there with the top competitors. And Williams doesn't have a lot of experience, but he does on footage with these solid journeymen. They're tough journeymen, but nevertheless, he does look like he does have great skills. The guy has faster hands than Charlo. He has better footwork. I believe he has better defense. He has good head movement. It's gonna be difficult for me to pick him just based off the experience and the height and reach advantage Charlo does possess. But in order for me to break it down so you guys understand me, I'm gonna have to use footage. But let me start with the advantages. We have Charlo. Charlo has obviously better reach. His jab is better. I feel like Charlo has more power than Williams, not just because he has more knockouts, because you could clearly see in the pop he has when he lands a clean right hand. That clean right hand is his best punch, by the way. When he lands that clean right hand, his opponents seem rattled. If they're not rattled, they're on the floor trying to get up. And that's very important too. And he's very patient. He likes fighting on the outside. If he has you hurt, of course he'll finish you. He's not that much of a high output type of fighter. He doesn't throw a lot of punches. He's more of a boxer. He likes to fight on the outside, like I said, pick his shots, try to land that overhand right. And he doesn't like, from what I've seen, he doesn't like fighting on the inside very much. He'll hold on to you or push you off or smother you. Now we got Williams, for example. Like I said, his jab is very good too. He's good at counterpunching. He's constantly moving his head. He gives you different looks. He's fast. He has very explosive combinations. He has good footwork. He turns. He uses angles a lot. And the only thing that I will say is a disadvantage for him is that he doesn't have a lot of experience in that type of elite stage. And the only disadvantage I will give Charlo is that I feel like sometimes he has a lazy jab, and I feel like J-Rock could counter him with the right hand. But I'm gonna break it down for you guys using video footage to show you why I believe J-Rock will defeat Charlo. Here you go. I'm gonna use this footage right here with Hugo Centeno Jr. for the precise reason that this guy was taller than Charlo and had a tremendous reach that was greater than Charlo's. The guy has 75-inch reach. He was 6 foot and 1 inch. Charlo's 6 feet and has a 73.5 inch reach. So this fight will show us how J-Rock deals with an undefeated fighter. That's not just undefeated, that also has the reach advantage and height advantage. But one obstacle here, or one factor here, is that Charlo is bigger than this guy. Charlo is physically built. The guy's big. He looks like a middleweight inside the ring. That's the only difference, That will J-Rock be able to use? Will J-Rock be able to get on the inside and apply his dominance? That's a question that will only be answered on fight night, because we don't know who is stronger out of the two. There's not enough footage on J-Rock Williams. But I'm gonna break it down right here. But what we have here is, J-Rock, he's fast, man. He's real calm, too. He moves his head a lot. When you're fighting somebody taller, you got to move your head. You got to give him different looks, changing your levels. It's just something you got to do. You can't just walk up in there with your hands up like a punching bag. You're just going to get outpointed, and you're going to get hit all night and probably get knocked out. See, he's constantly moving his head, moving his arms, just doing subtle things that make the other guy wonder, what is he gonna do? It keeps his mind working, constantly working. See how he caught him with the right hand? See how fast he is? He's constantly moving his hands, moving his body, changing his levels. All that mental work, it diminishes the energy of the other fighter, and it keeps him on his toes, wondering what he's gonna do next. The guy's very, very skillful. See, look, changing his looks, like I said, changing his looks. This is the first round. It's real slow, but it shows you how the little things he does is what makes a difference. And see, I can't stress this enough. I mean, the guy, he's good at going forward. He's good at cutting off the ring, and counterpunching. See, he got caught with a punch, but he wasn't shy. He came back with his own. You can't get caught with a punch and just walk away. He gets his back. He gets hit. He gets his back. Like I said, moving. I'm gonna show you another thing that's very important. He needs to fight mid range and get on the inside, but he has to avoid fighting on the outside against Charlo, because I feel that's where he's most dangerous, and that's where he's gonna try to land that powerful overhand right. That I think if J-Rock is able to eliminate that, then he will win. He will win by points or by stoppage. I mean, either or. The guy. No, I don't think he'll win by stoppage. I mean, Charlo's a tough competitor. I mean, he has heart. I don't think he'll get stopped unless it's some type of knockout. I mean, knockouts happen, but J-Rock will outpoint him because he's a more versatile fighter. He has a better skill. He's just a good fighter, man. He just hasn't had his chance to show it to people. I mean, see, here's what I mean. How he cuts off the ring, he puts him on the ropes. That's what he needs to do against Charlo. Put him on the ropes, and he dodges a jab really good. This guy's jab is actually faster than Charlo's. I mean, but Charlo does have a really stiff and hard jab. He's dropped people with his jab alone. So as long as he could dodge that jab in that right hand, circle away from that right hand, he should be good. I mean, see how he circled right there from that right hand? He needs to do that jab. See, he's using his jab against a taller fighter. That's very important. Because if you can't hit a guy with less reach, it plays with your confidence. And it has you moving a lot and trying to consistently stay on the outside like this guy. But see, J-Rock manages to cut the ring off, going to the body constantly with the jab. You got to change up your looks, like I said. See, dodging the jab again. This guy has very good head movement. Very good head movement. I'm impressed, man. I actually never seen any of his fights until this fight was announced. Never got the chance to look at this fight. When they first announced it, I thought Charlo was going to win, but then I really looked at this guy's fights, and this guy's extremely talented. He just hasn't had the chance to get exposure like that. The guy's extremely talented, and you got to give it to him. See? Changing levels at all times, man. You can't walk in there with nothing. Good head movement. Great head movement. Look at that. His power is not as good as Charlo's, but I think he'll be able to outpoint him if he goes to the body and manages to take away that jab and circle away from that right hand. The guy has great skills, man. And Jarmall Charlo actually doesn't like being on the inside. I feel like sometimes he's uncomfortable on the inside. I've seen him sometimes when a fighter gets on the inside, he holds him or pushes him off. I mean, which is understandable. Not everybody, especially if you have long reach. See what I mean? I mean, the guy's just defensively sound. He dodges those jabs and those right hands. Look at that. Boom, dodging that shit. He has, like, the head movement of a young Julio Chavez, kind of. They call him, what they call him? They call him a rubber waist in Spanish. Like a rubber waist. Like, he was so flexible with his waist. Constantly dodging jabs, moving his waist. He's pretty good, man. I'm kind of going on a limb right here by picking this guy because he doesn't have a lot of experience. Well, as much experience as Charlo, that is, but you just can't deny the skills that this guy has, and I think skills pays the bills at the end of the night. What do you guys think? Am I not lying? Is this guy not good? I mean, I'm showing it to you guys how he fights a taller fighter, moving his head, counter punching, cutting off the ring, changing his levels, moving his head, giving him different looks, giving him something to worry about, constantly making him think. That's important. I got J-Rock by a split decision or majority decision, but this is boxing. Anything can happen. Anybody can get knocked out. Anybody can get hit. But at the end of the night, I feel like we're going to see a high competitive fight. We're going to see a great fight. This is Boxing Guru. Tell me what you guys think. Subscribe.